Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and who remembers when I restarted this channel and did a little FIFA series on what would happen if Southampton still had their best players. Personally, I quite enjoyed it, until it went tits up and I gave up because it was annoying me. But today I'm revisiting it, but I'm letting the computer do the work. Using Football Manager 2020, I'm sending all the big names back to St Mary's. The likes of Gareth, Bale and Sadio Mane are going to have to pack their bags and head to South Coast, as Southampton are getting the band back together. What I'm going to do is give Southampton back all their best players from years gone by, as well as former manager Mauricio Pochettino, and I'm going to see how the Super Southampton 11 would do in the Premier League. I know I normally say I'll do 3 seasons for these experiments, but for this one I'm just going to take it a year at a time and see how it goes. Let's go! Okay, so here we are at the start of the simulation for the Super Southampton squad. As you can see here, the manager is Mauricio Pochettino. The captain is Pierre-Emile Højbjerg because he was at the start of the game and I couldn't be bothered to change it, wasn't worth it. And the key player is Virgil van Dijk, but he's not the only star at St Mary's. There's a plethora of talent: Sadio Mane, Gareth, Bale, Oxlade-Chamberlain. The only one who I haven't added is Toby Alderweireld because he was only on loan, so it wasn't worth it. We'll have a look here. I've done them for free transfers because it wasn't worth putting a fee as well. So we've got, from the top, Virgil van Dijk, Dejan Lovren, Jose Font, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Gareth Bale, Adam Lallana, Sadio Mane, Dusan Tadic, Luke Shaw, Nathaniel Klein, Callum Chambers, Paulo Gazzaniga, Victor Wanyama, Jay Rodriguez and Theo Walcott. Those are the stars returning to Southampton. To balance the books, I've got rid of a few names. So I think I got rid of Shane Long. Who else did I get rid of? I definitely got rid of Shane Long. Sorry to all you Shane Long fans out there, but there's just no room for him in this squad. But that doesn't matter. What we're going to do is simulate a year into the future and see how this Super Southampton team gets on. Also, one more thing. Obviously, they've got loads more players now and they're on big money. I've given them a cash boost, so they should be able to balance the books. They should be fine. This Southampton squad should be able to challenge. Goalkeeper, they've got good options. They've got Gazzaniga, Alex McCarthy or Angus Gunn. Centre backs, Font, Lovren, Vestergaard, Van Dijk, Bednarek. Right back, Callum Chambers, Nathaniel Klein. Left back, Bertrand or Luke Shaw. Kyle Walker-Peters is still there. Midfield, there's so many options. Wanyama, Højbjerg, Ward-Prowse, Romeo, Lallana, Stuart Armstrong. Then the forward line, actually Dusan Tadic, Chamberlain, they can play in the midfield. And in attack, you've still got Danny Ings doing well. They've got Nathan Redmond, they've got Moussa Djenepo, but adding to that, Theo Walcott, Gareth Bale, Sadio Mane and Jay Rodriguez. Surely this team's going to win something. This should be challenging for the title if I'm honest, but let's simulate 1 year into the future and see what happens. Okay, so here we are 1 year into the future. The Super Saints have finished their first season, and as you can see here, they came 6th. So they've improved, you know, they're into the upper echelons of the Premier League, but they haven't won it. Sadio Mane is now the key player, Pochettino's still there, and if you look at the stats, top goal scorer Sadio Mane, most man of the match awards Sadio Mane, most assists Dusan Tadic. The main men at the top of the charts are the new Southampton players, the returning Saints. Let's have a look at the table and see how they got on. Liverpool won the title, 83 points, but Southampton came 6th, beating out Man United for a place in the Europa League. 65 points, so they were 18 points off top spot. 19 wins, 8 draws, 11 losses. So Southampton have improved, but it hasn't pushed them. 11 points from away from the Champions League. That's still a canny gulf. That's 4 wins just to get in there. So, to be honest, I would say this Southampton team's actually underachieved. When you look at it on paper, if you would have a front 3 of Sadio Mane, Gareth Bale, Danny Ings, Danny Ings, especially in the form he's in lately. Have a look at the stats here. Sadio Mane is the only Southampton player to feature with 8 man of the match awards. We'll have a look at the Saints now. As you can see, they're rich now with the cash injection I gave them. I don't think they should have signed anyone. Or have they? No, they haven't signed anyone, so that's good. Anyone been sold? Matt Targett's gone to Villa. I know that happened in real life. They've already got rid of Victor Wanyama. £8 million and he's gone to Lokomotiv Moscow. So there was no point even sending Big Vic back. Did he play much? He played 9 games. And they got rid of him. What was the point? It's no wonder they haven't won the title. Let's have a look at the schedule. See how they got on. If they've won any cups. The League Cup, They got to the quarter-finals. They were beaten by Manchester United. So they did alright there. In the FA Cup, we're still going. They've made it the 5th round. They made it the quarter-finals. Beaten in the FA Cup final. That is disappointing. Made it all the way to the final, and they were beaten by Chelsea 3-2 after extra time, with Ryan Bertrand getting a red card in the 95th minute. And in the league, they had quite a bad end to the season. After that semi-final win over Man United, goals from Chamberlain and Danny Ings, they didn't win a game. Drew with Norwich, lost 4-0 to Villa, drew with Liverpool, drew with Brighton, and drew with Arsenal. So it has been a good season for the Super Saints. Let's have a look at the players. What did they end the season with? They ended the season with Paulo Gazzaniga in goal. There's no right back there, don't know why. Dejan Lovren and Virgil van Dijk at the back. Ryan Bertrand left back. In the middle, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Dusan Tadic. Very creative, very energetic, but that doesn't fill you with much confidence, because that's, people are going to run through that like butter, I imagine. The front four, Gareth Bale on the right, Alan Lallana in the hole, on the left Sadio Mane, and through the middle Danny Ings. I mean, that's a very good team. You do wonder why Højbjerg's not in there, just to add a bit of strength and steel into the middle of the park. But we'll have a look at how the players have been getting on. Oh, another thing, before this season started, I actually got rid of all injuries, so Nathaniel Klein was available. And I brought all the morale up to happy, because you can't be dealing with a sad Luke Shaw just because he's sad about what's happening at Man United when he's moved to Southampton. We'll have a look at here. Let's have a look at the appearances. So Virgil van Dijk has played 48 times, Gazzaniga 47 and Sadio Mane 44 times. Bale played 43 times. Well done, Gareth Bale, for managing to play that much football. Knew he wouldn't get injured. I'm going to scroll at the bottom because there's some players here who haven't even had a kick. Okay, Theo Walcott didn't get a game. He's on the transfer list for £875,000. You know what it is? I went back to send Theo Walcott to Southampton because I forgot about him. No point. Nathaniel Klein, 2 appearances, only 1 start. He's feeling alienated. Pointless. Callum Chambers barely played. Højbjerg's never played. Luke Shaw hasn't played a lot of football. And he's on the transfer list. Why is he on the transfer list? Because the club no longer need his services. This has not gone as well as I thought it would. I thought the Saints would be bloody flying. They've done alright, but there's a lot of them that they've just barely used. I mean, Will Smallbones played more football and he's about 10. Let's have a look at the average ratings. The star player, Sadio Mane, 19 goals, 13 assists. After that it was Virgil van Dijk. And then after that, Che Adams, with his 2 appearances. He scored once, wonderful. Dusan Tadic has been very good as well. How's Gareth Bale got on? 13 goals, 2 assists. That's good to see from Gareth Bale, with the number 11 on his back. The big issue now is, alright, so Southampton have qualified for the Europa League. Are players going to leave? Sadio Mane is wanted man. Someone wants Che Adams, Swansea do, so that could be quite the blow. Obviously there's a lot of players they want to get rid of. James Ward-Prowse is on the transfer list. This is not going well at all. I thought this was going to be really good. What I'm going to do, so they've still got the squad here, but it looks like it could be ripped apart in the coming weeks, to be honest. There's players they're trying to get rid of. There's players in demand like Sadio Mane. So it could be a very different Southampton team for the next season, which kind of defeats the point of the simulation. So what I'm going to do, simulate one more year in the future. Let's see what happens. Can Mauricio Pochettino keep his Super Saints together and deliver some silverware that this team should be capable of winning? Okay, so here we are, year 2, the 6th of June 2021, and you will notice straight away that Mauricio Pochettino has gone. He's been replaced by his idol. Marcelo Bielsa is now the manager at St Mary's. But that's not the point of this simulation. This is about Southampton veterans coming back to rewrite the wrongs, to change history. Not just bring in some old Argentinian bloke who likes sitting on a bucket, with all due respect. Was Pochettino sacked? He was. Pochettino was sacked just before Christmas on the 7th of December 2020. How bad were things for Southampton? I mean, let's have a look. Let's see if they've even kept the team. Dusan Tadic is the captain now. Gareth Bale's still there, so that's good. As you can see, they've came 9th in the Premier League, so they've got worse, which is disappointing. Let's have a look at what's happened. So they've spent a lot of money and they've brought in even more. I can already see there some big names have left the club. breaking my heart, ruining my time, wasting my time, that's what it's called. Right, so here we go. Virgil van Dijk has been sold to Real Madrid for 71 million. Sadio Mane sold to Paris Saint-Germain for 63, rising to 81 million. Luke Shaw sold to West Ham, that was fine, he was on the transfer list. Guido Carrillo gone, he was on loan, he's a waste of time. Emil Højbjerg's gone to, is that somewhere in China? No, it's in Brazil. Gremio, I'm going to assume. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Ryan Bertrand's gone, Mohamed El Yunusi's gone, Jan Valerie's gone, Yannick Vestergaard's gone, Oriol Romeo's gone to the same place that Højbjerg's gone in Brazil for some reason. G. Rodriguez has gone to Newcastle, Josh Sims sold to Fulham, Stuart Armstrong's gone out on loan, Theo Walcott's gone to Sweden on loan, that's weird and desperate. Che Adams has gone to Lech Poznan, and they've brought in a load of players who've just got no connection to Southampton. Frank Zambo and Gisa, you know, who cares? I had a player like him. I had Victor Wanyama. He can do the same job, kind of. Emi Buendia's come in from Norwich. You know, these are good players, but this is not in fitting with the series I was trying to create. I am quite disappointed. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. So you can see Southampton have came 9th. 49 points, nowhere near European football really when you consider how many points they've got. They were 15 shy of 6th place Tottenham. It was 6th where they came last season. Have a look at the top stats. Southampton don't feature. They haven't got that star player Sadio Mane anymore. Virgil van Dijk isn't there, keeping it tight at the back. The only one they've really got is Gareth Bale. I'm surprised he's still alive. Not alive, but you know, able-bodied. We'll have a look at the average rating straight away. Dusan Tadic has been the star. 14 goals, 14 assists. He hasn't left. He stayed true, even though it was Southampton who got rid of him years ago for no apparent reason. Anyway, Danny Ings is still there. Let's have a look through the ones who are sent, who are still there. Gareth Bale's still there. Dejan Lovren's still there. Great. Walcott's out on loan. Nathaniel Klein's still there. He's played a bit more. That's nice. The Ox is still there. Adam Lallana's still there. Didn't really play much in the second season. Callum Chambers still there. Anyone else? Paulo Gazzaniga's still there. He was no longer the number one. It was Fraser Forster. But still so disappointing. How did they do? Have they won anything? They were in the Europa League. Where did they get to? They got to the second knockout round. They were beaten by Valencia. The Cups, doesn't look like they've had any success. League Cup, quarter-final, they were knocked out by Brentford. That's terrible. All due respect to Brentford. And the FA Cup, they lost to Southampton. No, they are Southampton. They lost to Tottenham. They lost 2-1 at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Dusan Tadic's having to do all this by himself, man, the poor bloke. Oh, this has all just fell apart. I've sent all these players back to Southampton and they've just left. Within a year, they've gone. They weren't interested. They didn't see the same vision I had. Sadio Mane is doing brilliantly at PSG. Oh, good for him. Virgil van Dijk, I bet he's loving it at Madrid. He's doing very well there. You know, good for him. Happy for him. How disappointing. What about Pochettino? Has he got a job? I can't believe they sacked him. I know Bielsa's great, but I mean, Pochettino's unemployed again. He's a wanted man. Who wants him? Porto. It's just not the same, is it? I'm so disappointed with this simulation. I'm so disappointed I'm going to leave it there because there's no point doing another year because it's not the Super Saints. What have we learned from this video? Even if you send everyone back to Southampton, they're still not going to win anything and they're just going to leave again because they're selfish, okay? On that sour note, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.